Hello, welcome to He's Hot, but Something's Off. We're back. We took a couple of weeks break. So the last time I did a podcast, I just have to pull up my spreadsheet here. Everything in my life is in spreadsheets. August 14th, and now we are September. Welcome to September. I just did a post yesterday on my Patreon, just a text post, because my list of topics to talk about, to podcast about, is effing bursting out of my phone. Because not just because I haven't done an episode in a couple of weeks, but because I did a whole trip to Asia, and I recently, coming back from Asia, I got sick. So many little stories, obviously, from the travel. I've got a ton of stories. I did a whole travel vlog. I just edited the first part of the travel vlog. Whenever I do a trip, especially a longer trip, I have so much vlog footage that it just has to be split up into multiple parts. And on the longer trips, sometimes I'll do like a mukbang, basically. I'll sit down in front of some food and I just talk to the camera. Sometimes I just talk to the camera just to talk to you guys, almost like a mini podcast. So it doesn't make sense to have a video that's like an hour long for a vlog, so I break it into more easily digestible chunks. But anyways, yesterday I just edited the first part of the vlog from the trip to Bangkok and Singapore that I just did a couple weeks ago in August. And I think there's going to be up to 7 or 8 parts if I split everything into 12 to 15 minute episodes. Because I feel like if it gets too much longer than 15 minutes, I don't know, it feels a little bit long. So anyways, all my mid and upper tier Patreon subscribers, the mid tier is Magne, and the upper tier are the Oppas. They always get my travel vlogs. And the first part of the travel vlog from this trip to Asia will be posted this coming Tuesday, whatever date is, like September the 9th, I think. Yeah, next week, Tuesday, will be the very first part. And there'll be a new part every week until all the parts are uploaded. Anyways, I am super excited to be podcasting again. I had set out to take the last 2 weeks off because I was traveling, and then there's I just used the Labor Day to not have the podcast another episode, to be really honest. But then I got sick coming back. I was in Singapore, and it was like the last night / the day I was checking out the hotel, and I got a little bit of a sore throat. But here's the tea. Sometimes after I've had a lot of sex, i.e. done a lot of collabs in a short span of time, and have therefore sucked a lot of, you know what? Sometimes it just because I've been doing so much of that with my mouth that sometimes it's just a little bit of physical trauma to my throat. And I've had it happen a couple of times where because I'm so good at my job that I do have that little bit of physical trauma to that bit of my throat. And then you just get a little ache there, a little bit of discomfort. But it's not because I got sick. It's not a viral, a bacterial. It's not anything like that. It's just because, So I thought when I got a little bit of that discomfort, that very last day in Singapore, I thought, I've been doing so many collabs in such a short amount of time. I've never done that many collabs in that short number of days before. I thought, maybe it's because a little physical trauma, nothing major. Let's just see what happens. But then it turned out that it wasn't because there was a little bit of physical trauma. It's because I was starting to have the very beginnings of a sore throat. I didn't feel sick. Luckily, I didn't feel sick. I didn't have any of the other symptoms kick in until the day after. Because I got back Wednesday morning into Los Angeles, and that day that I got back, I felt fine. I didn't feel sick at all. I actually went to the gym a few hours after I landed back. Because I was trying to adjust back to the time zone. So it was a red-eye flight. It was like a 13-hour red-eye flight, and it landed back 9 a.m. in the morning. So I tried my best to sleep as much as I could on the flight to adjust back to the West Coast time zone. Did okay there. So when I got here at 9 a.m., the thinking was, let's try to stay up as much as I can so that I can try to go to bed at a normal hour in Los Angeles time. So I didn't feel tired when I came back, luckily. So I didn't really have that much jet lag, luckily. But that day that I landed back on Wednesday, I felt fine. Went to the gym, because I hadn't been to the gym in 2 weeks. Because when I was over in Asia, I made zero attempt at exercising. I didn't even think about going to the gym. I didn't have gym clothes. I didn't have just none of that. And so when I came back, you know what? I had to keep myself up, for like the next 14 hours or so. I don't feel particularly tired. I don't feel sick. I didn't think I was sick at that time. So I went to the gym, didn't do a heavy duty session just to move my body around a little bit. But the next morning when I woke up, and a lot of the times when I get a cold or the flu or something like that, it's when you wake up one morning and you feel like something is off, it feels like I'm getting sick. And for me, a lot of the times, the sore throat is the very first symptom that I get. So I woke up the next day and it wasn't like it just hit you. Sometimes you get the flu and it just like hits you like a ton of bricks, just comes on really, really quickly. Or I think I've never gone strep before, but I heard that if you have strep throat, the feeling of being ill hits you quite quickly. But it wasn't like that. I woke up on Thursday and I was like, it just feels a little bit off. But anyway, since Thursday, I've just been basically chilling on my couch, just milking it. Every time I get sick, especially when I used to have the day job, every time I would get a cold or a fever or whatever, I wasn't shy about taking days off or just like working from home. But I used to always have this kind of common mentality, at least in America, where, it's all like work, work, work. I had this mentality like, okay, take the least amount of sick days as possible, like minimize how many sick days you take, and just like try to be back to work or whatever as soon as you can. I feel like that's a mentality that a lot of American workers have. Like, it's frowned upon to take too many vacation days. It's frowned upon to take too many sick days, blah, 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 blah. But then every time after I am well again and recovering and back to work, I always look back on the days where I took like sick days and I was like, I should have milked the days that I did take off. As in, I should have just like fully let myself relax on the days that I did take off instead of like checking emails on the side or like just trying to work from home. I always look back after the sick days as in I just kind of wasted those sick days. Like if you're taking a sick day, just take a sick day. So now that I don't have the day job anymore, and it's not a sick day per se. I can kind of do whatever I want because I'm self-employed. But Thursday, when I woke up and I felt like a little off, I didn't really feel that sick. Like this was a very minor cold / whatever viral infection. I'm like 98% now. But Thursday when I woke up, I was like, you know what? We need to milk these sick days. We're going to do nothing. We're going to do absolutely nothing. Well, on Thursday, in the morning, I did have to do a couple of work things that had been backlogged while I was in Asia. But I did those couple of things. I spent that morning, worked a couple hours. But after that, from Thursday afternoon, all the way until like Monday, throughout the long weekend, it was just Labor Day weekend, I did nothing. I didn't let myself do any amount of work at all. And it was kind of perfect because I just got back from the trip. Okay, I'm kind of sort of getting sick. I just want to be able to like recover as quickly as possible. And it was a long weekend, so it was just like the perfect excuse to literally not do anything. I didn't move from my couch. I didn't even want to leave the house, which meant I ordered groceries and ordered food. One of the things I love to eat after any sort of trip away out of town is pho. I love pho. Anyways, one of my most favorite things to eat, one of my favorite foods is pho. So especially with the sore throat, just having like broth and noodles, it's like very soothing. You know, like certain things you don't want to eat when you have a sore throat, like toast, because it's just gonna like be scratching your sore throat. It's just like uncomfortable. You don't want to have like fried chicken because it just hurts your throat even more when your throat's already hurting. So things like broth, soup, etc. is great. So I did order pho a couple of times. Okay, this seems like a tangent I'm about to take, but it's not really. You're gonna see how all these things come together at the end of this episode. I swear, I promise. At the same time, I'm also getting rid of my car. Okay, I know this seems like a complete tangent, but hear me out. Okay, so I don't drive very much. I've gone to a point where I live in a location that is so central, and I've kind of figured out like which grocery stores I go to and like which gym and like which restaurants and all that kind of stuff. For all the essentials, I don't really need to drive. I go to the gym, it's walking distance, and at the gym there's a Trader Joe's, and that's where I get a lot of my groceries, and most of my groceries, especially the stuff that's perishable. For stuff that's not perishable, I tend to prefer to want to order it from Amazon or Walmart. You know, like olive oil, cereal, just anything that's not perishable. Like I'd rather just have it shipped to me because that's like the most convenient. So my car, this new car that I got 2 years ago, it mostly just sits because I don't drive anywhere for work. I did 2 trips to Vegas. If you guys are on my Patreon and have seen those travel vlogs, you have seen it. I did 2 round trips to Vegas in this car this year. And after 24 months, even with those 2 little road trips, I have barely 4,000 miles on this car. Like 24 months, barely 4,000, not 40,000, 4,000, like 4 digits, 4,000 miles, barely, just over that. It's kind of a waste of a car. And having a car is very expensive. Okay? You have like the car payment, and then you have insurance. You have to pay registration every year. Then you have to feed it gas or feed it electrons. So basically this car, I've done the math because I do a budget. So like I know every cent that comes in and out of my accounts. The car is just under $1,000 to maintain every month, just to have it barely be moving. If I drove more, it would actually cost more. But to pay nearly $1,000, to not even really need it, for me, I don't really need a car. I think I always thought that, oh, you live in Los Angeles, you need a car. It just feels like everybody has a car. It just feels like you need a car because everything's so far away. But having lived here for like a few years now, I've learned that, oh, I actually don't need a car. I might have needed a car when I first moved here because I hadn't settled into the neighborhood yet. And I was doing a bunch of like home improvement things, and I was still like buying furniture, and it kind of sort of took a couple of years to really like fully settle into the neighborhood and to like this house and have it all furnished and all that kind of stuff. But now that I've been here for a little while, I'm not buying furniture really. Like the car gets so little use that I'm actually getting rid of the car early. So I'm in the process of getting rid of the car. But I'm a car person. I love to like drive a car. I love having a car. I'm a car enthusiast. The only thing that I now use my car for regularly is going to the airport, because I do travel somewhat frequently still. So like to and from the airport. But I've been taking Waymos to the airport, which we'll talk about separately. And that's been working pretty well. The other thing is just getting groceries. And also I will drive to, instead of getting food delivered to my house, I will drive to the restaurant to pick it up myself. Because through various credit cards and various things, I have credits for Grubhub, credits for Uber Eats, credits for DoorDash, all that kind of stuff. And I take advantage of those credits that I get every single month. But it's so expensive to order food because there's a delivery fee, and then there's some sort of service charge, and then like you have to tip the driver. Just those 3, the tip and the service fee and then delivery fee, that could easily be $15 or $20 for an order of food. It's like you're gonna nearly double the price of the food. And I found out that I would just drive to the restaurant. I would much rather just drive to the restaurant. I'll drive 15 minutes to a restaurant, pick up the food myself, drive it home. I save the service charge. I save the delivery fee. I don't have to tip someone. I would tip myself. I would give myself $5 to go drive 15 minutes to the restaurant to pick up the food myself and bring it home myself. So I've been doing that for like several months, but I want to use these free credits that I'm getting for all these food delivery services, but I don't want to have to pay all these add-on charges for the food. Anyways, this is where it ties into like me being sick recently. Is when you're sick, depending on how sick you're, I wasn't even that sick, but it was like, you know what? I'm going to milk the sick days, right? Let's just order the groceries that I need instead of like having to like get dressed and look half presentable and then go out and like, also I don't want to like spread my germs to other people. It's like, okay, let's just do an order or two of groceries just to like get through the long weekend. I really wanted to eat pho. So I ordered pho a couple of times. And then also there was one, I only felt like bubble tea. You know, when you're sick, you're allowed to have some of these things, okay? You can have like a few extra niceties to make yourself feel better. And for me, that was pho and boba. So how this ties into this whole car thing is getting rid of the car. And when I made the decision to get rid of the car, I was thinking, instead of paying nearly $1,000 for the car, I have saved so much money by not paying for a car that I can spend a little more money than I have before on just delivery services. You know, if I'm not gonna drive to a particular grocery store that's a little further away to get certain things, I can just do Instacart. Or like a bunch of the delivery services, like on Uber Eats, you can also do grocery items and convenience store items as well. Same for DoorDash, I think. They're all branching out beyond just like, you know, food orders. It's like, you can do like an Instacart, or you can do, I have a Walmart Plus membership, which is like Walmart's version of like Amazon Prime. And Walmart does groceries. Walmart is one of the largest grocers in the States. And yeah, like I can just have Walmart do me, just deliver some of the groceries. But it's like, if I'm saving nearly $1,000 on not having a car, I can afford to spend, you know, a few bucks on delivery charges and service charges and tipping a driver. Like if I'm saving $1,000, I'm totally happy to do that. So this weekend when I was sick, it was like the perfect chance to actually test out that idea, that concept. So here is where things start going wrong. I ordered pho with a boba, and what I've noticed sometimes when I do food orders is sometimes the driver goes to the next building over. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. But if you go on Google Maps, it shows you which building it is. And Google Maps conveniently kind of pops up a little thumbnail of the front of the building when you search something. Have you noticed that? If you put an address into Google Maps, it will put a pin on the map, but also like have a little thumbnail, like a street view thumbnail in the corner of like what the front of that building looks like. It's kind of foolproof. Like they've had Google Maps for very many long years and they know what they're doing. Anyways, I ordered pho and the boba. It was like the middle of the day, it was like 2 p.m. And I'm tracking it because as the food gets closer, the Uber or the Grubhub or whatever app, it tells you, oh, your driver's approaching, blah, blah, blah. So I knew that the driver was pretty much here. And I was waiting for my doorbell, like someone could buzz into your building and I have an app that comes up. I was waiting for that to come up and it didn't come up. And sometimes, you know, like someone else is entering the building at the same time as your delivery driver, or like Amazon's delivering something, or the mail person is there. And like 30, 40, 50% of the time, sometimes they don't ring because like the door's just open and they don't need to ring. So it's like, it didn't ring. So it's like, oh, maybe they just tailgate it back to someone. And then I got a call, but sometimes the driver might call you if they have trouble with something. I got a call, so like I picked it up as I knew it could be the driver. And then I get this automated message from Grubhub or Uber Eats or whatever that says like, oh, like some legal mumbo jumbo, and like we're gonna connect it to your, I don't know what kind of fancy call system they have to connect the drivers with like the customer if the driver needs to call you. So it's like, I don't know, 10 seconds of this like automated message about whatever voice system they have. And then the phone call just hangs up. I'm like, okay, I tried. Next thing I get from the app, it says your order's delivered, and it shows you a photo of the delivery. So the photo is this person leaving my pho and boba outside the door of the next building over, like just sitting on the street. And I'm like, I'm not feeling 100%. And I am looking at this and I'm just like, oh my God, they've delivered to the wrong address again. Like this happens like once. It's like a 5 or 10% chance. It's like 1 in 5 or like 1 in 10 times that sometimes the delivery goes to the next door. I don't know why. I don't know why. So it's like 2 p.m. It's like broad daylight. I have these tie-dye colored shorts that I wear just around the house. Don't ask. We don't have time to get into why I have tie-dye colored shorts. It's not my style. I just have them. They were free. Okay? They were free. I wear them around the house just as like pajama shorts. But I'm just in my house. I'm alone. I don't need to like look good or have fashion sense for that. So I get this photo and like the guy has just like left it on the sidewalk outside the door of the next building over. So I'm like hastily like throwing on the nearest jacket. And then I'm still wearing these tie-dye colored shorts. But I'm like, all I need to do is walk 1 building over down the sidewalk and pick up my food before someone gets it. There are some homeless people around here and like, you don't want food sitting on, anyways. So I was like upset that it got delivered to the wrong building and the person just left it there. So I have these tie-dye colored shorts. It's broad daylight outside. It's very sunny in Los Angeles, as it usually is. Just this first jacket that I have hanging around, just threw on the jacket. No hat, no glasses, grabbed the keys, and just walked out. And I walked down the side of my building because that's like the fastest, easiest way to get from my unit. I exit out the back door. I go along the side of the building, and then I just kind of come out the side of the building at the front where the sidewalk at the front of the building is. I come out. The first thing I see is there's a guy walking his dog leisurely, kind of sort of like about to come out in front of me. Like he was walking very slowly, was in my way. And I've seen that guy before recently. He obviously like lives in a neighborhood walking his dog, whatever. He was kind of cute. Not that cute, but he's kind of cute. And I've seen him before, I think while I was driving and like pulling up to the building or something like that. But this is how gay and LA I am. I'm like speed walking. It looks like I'm on a mission. But I'm a little groggy. I'm not like 100%. I'm upset that the order didn't get delivered to the right address. Like, how can you get the address wrong? And all I want to do is like remain in my house. The whole point of ordering food is that you don't need to go outside. And for me, it's like, okay, it's ruined. It's complete. The only reason to do the order and pay the service fee, the delivery charge, and tip is that I don't need to leave the house. Otherwise, I would just get in my car and go to the restaurant myself and save like $15. So that's the state I was in. Just to paint that picture that mental picture for you. So I'm speed walking on a mission, not looking like anything, honestly. Looking like the rag that you used to wipe your table with and throw off to the corner. Anyways, I walk outside and then there's this guy. I'm like, obviously there'll be a cute guy walking his dog that's seeing me in my tie-dye pajama shorts, in a jacket, face looking like shit. I'm not even supposed to be outside. Anyways, I was like, then I speed walk on a mission down the sidewalk very quickly, wearing flip-flops, by the way, because I couldn't be bothered to put on proper shoes. And then there's this chick walking her dog on her phone, and she did not care where her dog was going. So I had to like leap over this stupid bitch's dog. It's not the dog's fault, it's her fault. Because I needed to get to the next building over to like pick up my pho and my boba. New twist. I tried a different boba place. There's this one boba chain that has a few locations all over, and there's a couple locations they have that's close to my house. Now you should just order from them. Here's the tea, okay? If you ever go to a boba place and you get it to go, I mean, I guess all boba is pretty much to go. Boba is a to go type of a drink. If they don't give it to you in a cup that's sealed on top with like plastic or cellophane or whatever, if it's not like completely sealed, don't go to that boba place. But the proper way to do boba really is they put it in a cup and then they put the boba or whatever, they put the drink in. And then, especially if it's supposed to be to go for delivery, they have like a vacuum plastic saran lid seal thing where it's a seal to the top so that it's like waterproof. You can like shake it around and upside down, it's not going to leak. Okay. This random new boba place that I tried, they used a regular like slushy cap. You know that slushy cap that's like half domed? It's like a dome and it's just got like a hole on top. So it's not at all sealed. I don't know how this delivery driver got it to my house without spilling it in the car. Because if it was my car, like if I went to this boba place and picked up this boba, first of all, I'd be like, do you have a different lid before I drive around with this in my car? And the second thing is, I would need to put it into like the actual cup holder into my car. And a lot of the delivery drivers, they're not only delivering your order, they're delivering like 3 people's order at the same time. There's no guarantee there's going to be precious cup holder space for your drink in their delivery vehicle. Okay. But it's like sitting on the sidewalk with this cap, it's like open. I looked at it and I got even more mad. Anyways, I picked up the boba, picked up the pho, walking back towards, still on a mission, still walking fast. Walking back towards my place, this stupid bitch's dog is still in the way, or she's in the way, honestly. She's just on her phone, not caring about anything. And by this time, the cute guy with his dog, like, I have to walk right past him because he's coming my way. So it makes sense that God and the universe would set me up for me to do this. You know, it's just the luck of the draw. Separately, I ordered groceries. I ordered something from like Walmart or Amazon. I think it's Walmart because I have the Walmart Plus membership. And I had gone to Trader Joe's a few days before, but like one thing that I kind of forgot and I was running low on was Caesar salad dressing. So I was like, okay, I can just go on Walmart and I'll order, it'll get delivered like later that day. So I ordered the Caesar salad dressing and I also ordered some bread. Okay. So the box comes and I order 3 packs of this bread, this ciabatta bread. The bread is there. The Caesar salad dressing is not in the box. You know, for people that order stuff from Amazon all the time, for example, which is probably a lot of you, you know, if you do 100 orders from Amazon, there's going to be like 1 or 2 where something is missing or the quantity isn't right. You know, a 99% accuracy rate is actually pretty good. You know, I've had it before where like very rarely, once in a great while, something will be a little off. Like I didn't get one of the items that I ordered, or I didn't get the exact right item. Actually, with Amazon, it's not that the item is different. It's usually that one of the items might be missing. I don't think I've ever had it where I got a different item than the one I ordered. But I know they have a barcode. Now that I know how to like sell stuff on Amazon, I know a bit about the process they have. Everything you get on Amazon has like a barcode, and they use that barcode to track to see if you're being shipped the thing that you ordered. Like what goes in the box, all the items, the barcodes get scanned. So I think it's very rare for them to pack the wrong thing. But anyways, the one thing that I placed that order from, like the bread was just like, I think to order minimum or something like that. So I threw the bread in. But the thing I wanted didn't come. And it's no good that they're going to give me a refund for it. It's like, I wanted Caesar salad dressing to eat my fucking Caesar salad. And I can't because they messed up the order and they didn't put that in the box. I did a separate order for groceries. So that, with the Caesar salad dressing, that was just a regular online order that was like shipping. You can also do what's called a delivery order from Walmart, which is kind of like how Instacart works for like groceries. Like someone at a Walmart store will go through the store and like pick off the shelf the things you want, and they will like have a driver like drive it to your house and deliver it, like Instacart style, you know, grocery style. So you can do groceries, you can also do other things that they sell in the store, which is like obviously a lot of stuff at Walmart. And I forgot, I did some grocery type stuff. I don't know exactly what order. I ordered some salad, some grocery type things. And there was one thing that was just like, and it was something else. Like, there was something that was just like missing. I did another grocery order from Walmart just like a couple months ago, and they gave me one bag of someone else's groceries, and I was missing one of my bag of groceries. So the way all these delivery mishaps ties into like me being sick and how that ties into the car is I basically experienced over this long weekend where I did multiple deliveries of food and for groceries and just like shipment of stuff from Walmart and Amazon, how it can be unreliable. I think for the stuff that's like you order from Amazon, that comes from like their distribution center or from their warehouse, same for like the Walmart orders, I think those are probably like 99%. But if you have to have like a human being pick stuff off a shelf and then drive the order to your house, or a human being is like picking up a restaurant food order and driving to your house, when it's like one of those types of deliveries, I feel like the chance of something going wrong, I mean, it was an unlucky weekend, I think. But it was just after this weekend, I was like, do I really want to entrust all the things I need to get for the house to delivery like Instacart and like Walmart and Amazon, when this is how bad it can get? Like this long weekend shows how wrong orders can be. And again, you're paying the service fee, the delivery fee, like a membership fee. You have to tip the drivers. I've done the math. If I can get a car cheap enough, I think I would rather get another car instead of paying for Instacart, paying for Amazon Prime, paying for Walmart Plus, and then on top, service fee, delivery fee, the tip. Order goes to like the next, order doesn't even get to my door. It's the next building over. And it's like a drink that's not sealed, like some flies or whatever can like crawl into it. And then my order is missing the Caesar salad dressing and I'm getting someone else's bag of groceries and on my own. I would rather pay overall, like if I look at, how much I would spend on grocery deliveries and getting ride shares versus just having a car and just doing what I'm doing now, which is I never order groceries online. I never order groceries. Like I'm always buying my own groceries with the car, or just when I'm walking to the gym, I'll go to the Trader Joe's. I don't have food delivered to my house. I drive to the restaurant, and that's only to use like the credits that I have. Otherwise, I wouldn't order food at all. And then I'll drive to the airport when it makes sense. I've done the math. If I can get a car cheap enough, it's actually not really more expensive for me to just have a car. When I add up like all the service fee, delivery fee, membership fees, all that stuff, because those fees are so expensive now, at least for someone who lives in middle LA, that, you know what, I just have the car. This is a very roundabout way to justify to you, I'm actually looking for another car. My current car, the old car, is going away. We're doing the paperwork for that now. It's too expensive. Like just purely from a financial point of view, given that I barely drive, I don't need that expensive of a car. Like it's almost $1,000 everything in. If I get a different car, I still need to pay for insurance. I still need registration. I still need to charge or gas it up. Yes. But if I can find a cheap enough car, it's not really going to be much more expensive than all these crap delivery service, membership, whatever fees. And I don't have to, like I can rely on myself to pick up the things I need when I go shopping. And I won't drive to the wrong house and think it's my own. I won't go to the wrong address. I won't accidentally grab someone else's bag of groceries. I won't forget to put something in my cart that I've bought at the store that I paid money for. Stuff like this. Like when you pay all that extra money, I'm sorry to harp on about this. When I'm paying like all these extra fees and the order like doesn't even come to the right address, like the driver can't even look up to be like, oh, I'm at the wrong building. What the fuck? What the absolute fuck? I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to have it. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this rant. So the plan is I actually have a car broker. This broker got me my current car, which I love this car. It's just because it's so expensive, I'm getting rid of it. And there's some really good deals on electric cars right now. That's a whole other topic. We're not going to dig into that. We're not here to talk finance and cars and stuff like that. But there's some really good deals on some certain cars, especially a lot of electric cars, that sometimes the payment is so dirt cheap. Some of these are going for like $130 to like $150 a month for the car payment. At that price, I mean, I'm just going to drive myself. So there you go. We're back. we're back for the podcast. And yeah, stay tuned for the next episode coming on Thursdays as usual. I will, as usual, record the bonus uncut episode of this podcast just for my Patreon subscribers. And this coming episode I usually post uncuts on the weekend. So in a couple of days, when I post the next uncut episode, because my Patreon subscribers are very special to me, I love interacting with them. I really, truly do. Those in the uncuts, as the title suggests, that's where I give them like the tea on like the juicier things I can't talk about just on like the regular public free for all podcast that this episode is. So if you want to hear a little bit of tea about, I don't know, the collabs that I did in Asia. Yeah, go subscribe to my Patreon. Go over there. It's only $3 to get onto the entry-level tier, and that gets you all of the uncut episodes of the podcast. So there you go. Or if you want the travel vlogs, the mid-tier is only $7. Honestly, like all the service fees and stuff, oh my God. What I'm trying to say is my Patreon is a fucking steal compared to like Uber Eats and like Grubhub and all these fees they charge and like for the deliveries and all that kind of stuff. You can see how I'm like very anti-delivery now. I don't have anything against the people that do it. Okay, this one driver got the address wrong. Doesn't mean that driver is a bad person. I'm just saying from my point of view, like you can understand how it's frustrating when your order lands at the wrong address. This person clearly didn't intend to deliver to the wrong address. Like I said, there's like a little bit of a trend, like 1 in 10 deliveries goes to this other whatever. So like there must be some logical reason why sometimes people confuse the next building over for my building. But from my point of view, I would just rather not go through all that trouble. So that is all. And until next time, we'll leave it there. I'm like 98% okay now. My voice has fully come back, which is why I can do these podcasts. And yeah, stay tuned for more. Until next time. Bye, y'all.